This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Sunday, January the 10th, race number 8 at Santa Anita. It's the $75,000 Kalookan Queen Stakes. Let's take a look at this field carded as race number 8. You can download free formulator past performances for the Kalookan Queen on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us for a 6-horse field. It's pretty evenly matched, Mike. The number 3, Quahira for Bar Baffert, 2-1 morning line favorite, graded placed last time out, but we have not seen her since late September.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's a pretty competitive field, Dan. It feels kind of like the 1, 3, and 6 are the right horses, but man, I don't know that any one of the 3 of them are necessarily that easy to trust at short prices.
Maybe the Timeform US Pace Projector can help us out in here, and they think that the 4, Acting Out, who's a plenty quick out of the gate, and perhaps more importantly, has more upside potential, I think, than most in this race. She's got early speed, but she's not going to have it easy. I think Biddy Duke's going to be on ascend after setting the pace in the La Brea.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I mean, maybe Acting Out will make the lead in here, but man, it just feels like there's plenty of other speed. And I mean, that includes the 1 Amuse and the 3 Quahira. I mean, they don't have to be on the lead, Dan, but it's not like they're going to concede anything early in this race, I don't think.
Amuse, the number 1, is 6 years old. She's only started 10 times. Like Quahira, we have not seen her since the end of September. She's obviously had her share of physical problems. She is no star by any stretch of the imagination, but I think there's a situation here where maybe she can work out a trip. She was very aggressively ridden last time out, chasing Quahira. I was very disappointed she didn't get past Quahira in the stretch. Maybe if someone else does the dirty work, she'll do better.
It could certainly work out that way. I mean, I don't have any problem with what Drayden Van Dyke did last time, Dan, because it just feels like she's the kind of horse who, you know, based on what she had done leading into that race, why not take a shot and get aggressive with her and see if it made a difference? It didn't make a difference. I know it was close at the end. I still think Quahira ran the better race of the 2. Not that that's saying that much in this spot. Listen, she can win this race. I'm just not much of a fan.
Biddy Duke's a cool horse. Just consider this is her 4-year-old debut, and she's already run 21 times. It is a graded stakes winner on the turf, and is pretty good on the dirt as well. Listen, she was just overmatched in the La Brea last time out, setting a good pace and tiring. I still think the jury's out as to what her better surface is, dirt or turf, and I think in this race, she's going to be sent, but she's going to face heat.
Yeah, I don't know what her best surface is either, but, you know, as far as she's concerned, she's good on turf and on dirt. So maybe it just doesn't matter, Dan. Doug O'Neill's done a great job. He claimed her for 40. She's now a graded stakes winner. She gets significant class relief for this race. And I agree with you, she'll be forward, but she does not need the lead to win.
Now, like Amuse, Quahira's had fits and starts to her career. She is a 5-year-old. She's only raced 7 times, and she last faced Amuse in that Chillingworth, the grade 3 we're going to look at now. And Quahira went to the lead down towards the inside. Amuse was outside. And in the stretch, Quahira shows no give. She did a lot of work. Amuse just cannot get by her. They're both going to get run down by Into Chocolate, a horse I know you liked in this race. I agree with you. I thought in this race, Quahira ran better. She was entered on Halloween. She was listed as a vet scratch, and now she comes off the layoff for Baffert is probably a little bit of an underlay.
Yeah, a lot of questions for a horse who's going to be a short price. Not that in a lot of ways she just isn't the horse to beat. I don't know if I would bet her off of her last race, and I don't know if I would bet her off of her race 2 back either, Dan, where she just got control of that race and never gave that field a chance. It's the race 3 back at Del Mar. I know you're going back to the summer of 2019. It's a long time ago. But that was a race where she beat Mo Seacal, and I thought she beat her on the square because she had trouble at the start. The pace was not fast, and she came and ran that horse down pretty easily.
Like Biddy Duke, the number 4, Acting Out, seems equally effective on turf and dirt. And perhaps, again, as I mentioned in the open, she might have the most upside potential of any in this field as a newly turned 4-year-old making only her 6th lifetime start. Let's watch her last race at Los Alamitos, where she was aggressively ridden. The pace wasn't very fast, but I like the way right here at the quarter pole, she takes command and she draws off in this long stretch. This is a very likable stretch run. To me, it just seems like this is a filly coming into her own at the right time, and she might have caught the right field for her graded stakes and even stakes debut.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens here. It's a good test for her against this kind of a field. I think she's really, to me, run well in all of her races, even when she finished fifth, 3 starts back on the turf. You know, I don't know if she had a huge excuse in there, Dan, but she really never did come clear in the stretch. I thought it was hard to tell if she was going to run or not, but I'd give her the benefit of the doubt for that. Otherwise, she's been really good in all of her races. I know it's all 5 and 5.5 since her debut. When she got run down going 6 furlongs, but she ran great first time. I'll go back and watch the replay of that race. She took on all the challengers, put everybody away at a big price, and a closer came and got her at the end.
Dynasty of her own, number 5, hasn't been out since July. She's turning back in distance, but she's 2 for 2 sprinting. She's done good work on dirt. She's done good work on synthetic. She was tested in the Iowa Oaks last time out, a graded stakes race. She just ran into the Iowa Flash. Flat out speed came out of that race to win 3 more with buyers of 85, 79, and 76. She's now 8 for 9 lifetime. And Dynasty of her own just didn't break very well that day. And this is a filly that, at least in middle distance races, likes to be close to the pace. The layoff is a bit of a concern as she tackles older horses for the first time.
Right. It'll be interesting to see what kind of trip she can get in this race, because she does look like she wants to be forward, and she may not be able to get that close to the pace this time. But I'll tell you what, it's the longest shot on the board. I have no argument with anybody who wants to take a shot with her.
Peter Miller deserves a lot of credit for the job he did with Mo C. Cal, getting her to win off almost a year layoff. In this race, the Betty Grable at Del Mar on November the 8th, going 7/8 of a mile. She showed her usual good tactical speed on the outside, takes over the lead, and goes on her way to beat a pretty solid field. Warren's Showtime's another horse that's good on turf, good on dirt. She was the runner-up in this race and came back to finish third in a stakes race on turf with an 87 buyer speed figure. She has plenty of races good enough to win, and maybe a good outside stalking trip is coming.
It seems like that's her running style, and it feels like she's going to be able to get that trip this time. I guess the question for me anyway was just, what would she do if the pace was fast? She's been in a lot of races where the paces just weren't that fast. That includes the Betty Grable we just watched there. I mean, they were walking, and she just sat there in a perfect trip. So if they go faster, can she get that trip? I don't know. Maybe she can. 7-2 seems like a fair price.
Top pick time for the Kalookan Queen Stakes, Sunday's race of the day. I certainly see where Mike's going with Acting Out the 4. This is a horse that's got a lot of upside, a lot of tactical speed, and she might just have simply caught the right field. A lot of horses coming off layoffs, a lot of horses that could be considered underachievers. And I have to admit, my top pick, Amuse, kind of an underachiever coming off of a layoff. I just wonder if tactics will be a little bit different this time out. Acting Out, Biddy Duke going for the lead. Maybe Amuse tucking in behind and making one run this time around. What price do you take on Acting Out? I think you might get 5-1.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's what they have her on the line. I even feel like that could be a little short for her in here. I'd like to do a little better than 5-1 on her, Dan. We'll see how they bet the race. To me, she was just the only alternative. I don't like the horses that we've all talked about a million times that have been running in these races. I don't want them, especially as the favorites. I'll try to beat him with a new face.
4, 3, 6, and 2 for Mike. 1, 3, 2, 4 for me. It's the Kalookan Queen. It's the Sunday race of the day. Approximate post 7:05 Eastern. Good luck.